Carrying two roles, but one heart, a single father's life. The sound of a crying baby filled the tiny apartment at 2 in the morning. In the corner of the room, a man sat slumped in a chair, his head heavy with exhaustion, his eyes swollen from lack of sleep. He wasn't just tired, he was terrified. A week ago, his wife had passed away during childbirth, leaving him alone to raise their newborn daughter. At that moment, as he picked up the tiny bundle in his trembling arms, he whispered to himself, "I don't know how to be both, but I'll try." This was Daniel's reality thrust into a role he never imagined. Carrying the weight of two parents on his shoulders, but guided by the strength of one heart that refused to give up. He was a single father, not by choice, but by fate. The early days were chaos. He didn't know how to hold the baby properly, how to change diapers without making a mess, or how to calm her cries that seemed endless through the night. He would pace the floor, rocking her gently, whispering lullabies he barely remembered from his own childhood. There were moments when he broke down, clutching her tiny hand and asking, "Am I enough for you?" As weeks turned into months, Daniel slowly began to learn. He watched YouTube tutorials on how to swaddle, how to prepare baby food, even how to braid hair, knowing one day his daughter Emily would ask him to do it. Every small victory gave him hope. Every smile from Emily reminded him that love could teach him what no manual ever could. But life wasn't just about surviving the nights. During the day, Daniel had to work. He took on extra shifts at his job as a mechanic, leaving Emily in the care of a kind neighbor. The hardest part was rushing home with grease still on his hands, knowing his daughter was waiting. Some nights he ate nothing so that Emily could have enough formula. He silently bore the weight of both roles, the provider and the nurturer. One evening, when Emily was 4 years old, she ran up to him with a drawing in her little hands. The paper showed a stick figure man holding a child, and at the top, in shaky handwriting, she had written, "My dad is my mom too." Daniel froze, tears burning his eyes. He picked her up, hugged her tight, and thought, maybe I'm not failing after all. Still, the journey was never without obstacles. When Emily started school, there were times she asked questions that pierced Daniel's heart. "Daddy, why don't I have a mommy like the other kids?" He would pause, kneel down, and say softly, "Sweetheart, you may not have two parents like them, but you have all the love in the world from me, and that's enough." As Emily grew, Daniel learned to braid her hair before school, pack her lunches with little notes inside, and cheer from the loudest corner of the stands during her soccer games. He wore the cape of both parents proudly, though it was heavy because he knew every effort was shaping Emily's world. Years later, on Emily's graduation day, Daniel sat in the audience, his hands trembling as they clapped. He watched as his daughter walked across the stage, her eyes scanning until they met his. After the ceremony, she ran to him, threw her arms around his neck, and whispered, "Dad, you were my father and my mother. You gave me everything. Thank you for carrying two roles with one heart." At that moment, Daniel realized something powerful. He was never truly alone. The bond he had built with his daughter was proof that love is greater than circumstance, that strength can rise from brokenness, and that one heart can, indeed, be enough. This is the life of a single father, not perfect, not easy, but filled with love, sacrifice, and resilience. It is proof that while one parent may be gone, the love of the one who remains can still make a child feel whole. Because carrying two roles may be hard, but when done with one heart, it creates a love strong enough to last a lifetime.